I get a lot of messages and questions asking me about the best starter bike. I'm really the wrong person to ask, as before the Grom, I never had a 125. I started on 100 and then a 360 and then a 400 and then a 750, a 900, a liter bike and everything in between. I was never taught how to ride. I remember, I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. The first bike I ever rode was a monkey bike, and it had 3 gears with no clutch. And then and that was easy to ride, obviously. And then a neighbor, a much older kid, got a 125. So I went to him and I said, "Can I ride it?" He said, "Sure." I said, "How do you do that?" He said, "This is the accelerator, this is the clutch, this is the gear, and you do this to change." So I got on it, and my first ever ride on a geared clutch bike was a wheelie, because I just didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, so people say, "RJ, why did you get the MSX?" I got it for 2 reasons. One is that I really love it. I like the way it looks. I like how many modifications you can do on it, and so on. But then the next reason is that I wanted a way to connect with my younger subscribers, with people who are just starting, whether they are because they are young or because they never rode a bike, and that way I felt I can connect with them. The MSX or the Grom is a perfect bike as it comes out from factory, except for the shitty tires that it has. I call them nylon tires, and they are deadly, whether in the dry, in the wet, or anything in between. So the first thing I did was I changed to Metzler Feel-Free Wintec, which are WS rated, i.e. winter and summer, and they are fantastic. It's £2,800 in the UK, so it's not that expensive. So go out, learn, get your CBT, and do it on a geared bike. This is what I always advise people, is that they go and learn on a twist and go like a scooter, and it's really a waste of time, because if you want to take biking seriously, you're going to end up on a geared bike. So why not learn right from the start on one? The running costs on the Grom are negligible. It does 100 miles to reserve with me, and I wring the neck out of it everywhere. I'm always at the rev limiter. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see 150, and that's only like £4 to fill it up for English bounds. Servicing is cheap. I've only done one service, which is the first service on it, and I think it was £40 or £50. Insurance, I don't know, because I've got a multi-bike insurance. So when I added the Grom on it, it was £30. But I still think it would be cheap insurance. It's very easy to ride, well balanced, a high seat. So even if you're tall, go try it out, because it is, you sit actually high, and I'm comfortable on it. And so just go and try it out. When I said it's easy to ride, I can teach somebody within 15 minutes how to ride it, and it's a fully geared bike. How do I know that? I know that because I've done it. I've taught somebody within 15 minutes to go out and start riding it, and within 30 minutes to do maneuvers, change between all the gears. It's really that easy to ride. The only thing I advise you is, I come across many learners in town, and I cringe sometimes because they are riding in the gutter. They are like being apologetic for being on the road. Don't do that. Always dominate your area, obviously while being safe doing it. And some people comment when I ride is that I'm aggressive. I'm not aggressive. I'm actually protecting myself. I want to dominate my area. So if I get called aggressive, so be it. I don't care. That's my life on the line. So don't ride in the gutter. Dominate your area. Don't let car drivers take advantage of you by you being apologetic for being on the road, because they will. They will squeeze past you on a single lane. They will try to push you around. Don't allow them to do that. So at the end of the day, which is the best 125? Or starter bike, I should say. I always say, do your research. If possible, go test ride them. I know that's not really possible, especially if you're starting, but do your research. Don't trust magazine articles, because most of the time they are biased. Don't trust somebody like RJ because he loves all bikes. There are tons of videos on YouTube. There are tons of owners out there. And once you do your research, you will get the one you like the most. So don't say, oh, because RJ has got an MSX, I want to get an MSX. Don't do that. There will be the bike that you like. And if it is one of the major manufacturers, you're not going to go wrong. So at the end of the day, the best bike in the world is the bike you like the most.